Good Monday morning to you guys. And actually, no, it feels like Monday, but it's not Monday. It's actually Tuesday. Yeah, Memorial Day was yesterday, and I've been sick with the flu. I'm getting over it now, but I'm feeling better. The one thing I just wanted to give you a recap on was the success that I had with refinishing the cowling on my 150 Yamaha. That Yamaha was built in 2004, and it had been sitting outside for most of its life. The marina I keep it in and have kept it in for the last 3 years keeps it, in an enclosure. However, the stern and the motor hang out a bit, and they're exposed to the sun. When it was stored on the lift, it had gotten some pretty serious sun damage, and then also over the years, it's been run into stuff, so there's cracks and scratches and everything else. And so the process that we went through, or I went through, was to remove all the paint and then fill in the scratches, wet sand, primer, then first color coat, then like 4 coats of clear. And I did all this with a rattle can. So the stuff I used was by Moeller. It's inexpensive. This was like this is like $12. And the clear coat is like $8 for a can. I used Rust-Oleum primer as a priming to prime the fiberglass, and so we'll see how it holds up to the elements. That motor is it just needed to look better. It was terrible, but it looked great. We took the boat out yesterday and ran it around, caught some fish, and didn't film much other than just a few things, and then also came up on a sinking yacht yesterday that's actually probably sunk now completely, but I'll share a video of that too later. But anyways, I'm very impressed with the process and some of the things I took away. I'd never done anything like this before. I had watched a bunch of YouTube videos and other YouTube videos on the process. Surfaces is something that I've really wanted to learn a lot about. How do you get, like, how do these car companies get these car panels so smooth, and how do repair people get them so smooth, and how do boat companies get it so smooth and like looking good, and then on top of that, how do they keep the layers of paint to withstand the elements? Those are all like questions I've had for many years. I like the concept of wanting to learn, and I've always wanted to learn, but I've never done it. So like I said in previous videos, this is like the greatest way to figure it out, is actually just educate yourself. And then I'm tactile, so I go and I just do it and figured it out. Lots of sanding, lots of sanding by hand, wet sanding, never dry, experimenting, things like that. The body filler, I said it in another video, but like use as little as possible, because you're going to be sanding it down, and it's going to take a while, and to get it looking right is really tough. And the other thing is if you make a mistake, like during my process, I actually had a couple of runs in my clear. I got a couple of runs in my paint coat, and I had a couple of runs, and I had a spot where my watch, I was actually doing something, I grabbed, and my watch band caught and ripped the paint. The first reaction is, oh man, I'm gonna have to tear this all down and redo it or whatever. And it was in a really conspicuous spot, by the way. It was right on the top of the motor. I didn't do that. I let it dry. I let everything and then I took my sanding and I went back and I sanded over it and added some more color and blended it right in. Anything can be fixed. Don't overreact. Your first reaction is going to be just get out the paint stripper and start over, but you don't want to go 10 steps backwards if you don't have to. And then I had a couple of runs in my clear coat, which, by the way, were solvable by taking some 600 grit, removing the run, and then bringing up the grain to a 2000 grit, and then adding another coat of clear over it. So it's just like little things like that. So don't get discouraged when you're in this process. Because if you think about it, you can hire a guy to come out and fix a scratch in your car, and how does he do it? He doesn't paint the whole car. No, he fixes that one little spot, and it's usually, if you've got a good guy, he can do it without a lot of fuss. So anyhow, learning how to do that, now I feel more confident about, like, say, taking a scratch out of a bumper of a car, or refinishing this this paddleboard for Sarah, stuff like that. That I was a little iffy on the process before, and now with this experience, I feel pretty good about it. But anyway, other than that, I've got a couple other projects in the works. I brewed my own wine. I made 6 gallons of Pinot Noir, and I'm making more because it's so good. And this is for an event that I've got coming up in the next year. So I've done that, and gosh, I don't know. I mean, I've been sick. I was out for the count. I slept for 2 days with this flu. It just knocked me out. But the one thing I wanted to mention was yesterday was Memorial Day, and I wanted to just I know Memorial Day really is to take a moment or take a day to give thanks to those who lost their lives to fight for what we have. Veterans and the people who went to war and lost their lives. I think some people are confused as to, like, Veterans Day is to honor the veterans, but Memorial Day is really just to remember the people who lost their lives, that have passed on, that did that work or lost their lives during war. So, take a minute to think about the advantages that you have because of those folks who gave the ultimate sacrifice. They died for your freedom. And then ask yourself, what are you doing with that freedom every day? Are you doing what you want with it? You should think about that. I did a lot of thinking about that. People gave their entire lives up so that I could make videos on YouTube and run a company, or drive my car on a road, and go fishing, and our lives are enhanced and are so much better because these folks, men and women, went to bat for us as a whole. Some as individuals and some as a whole, as a conglomerate. They fought for us, and some may have not understood the gravity of what they were doing. Maybe they just thought they were part of a cog in a wheel, but they were part of a bigger thing, that today we enjoy this peace that we have. And some would say, oh, we're at war constantly with other things, and we're not always at peace. But we have not had more peace than if you look at historical data. Right now, the time you live in is probably one of the historically most peaceful times that we've had. And that's because good men and women did not sit idle, and they took action and went and fought for this country and died. Some of them died, and a lot of them died because of it. So anyhow, thank you to all y'all, whoever you are out there, if you can hear me or not, thank you. And everybody else out there, enjoy this week. Take some time for yourself to go do something you like doing. It's probably warming up north, and everybody should be out there fishing and enjoying the outside, and enjoying that freedom that we've been given. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching my channel. As always, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe and share and do all those things. All right, everybody, have a great day.